What's up, Preston? How you doing? Appreciate you swinging in here. Very nice. Is everyone staying warm? 22 in the shop. We got a little small heater going. Cat's been hanging out in here too, so I'm kind of surprised the noise doesn't scare it off, but it's getting there. Kind of liking that texture. if you guys see the spider there and then decide to wake up. How's it going? Not sure if this is the best view for filming like this over the bench, but hopefully it looks kind of decent. This is what the handle looks like. Going to heat it up then. It's pretty much, then you put the bend on it. You'll attach it there with the rivets. Be a nice little coffee scoop. And Handmade sells these. It's a nice little swedge. So you can put your copper in there and press it. I'm in the chicken house, so not a lot of room to work, but at least it's somewhat warm in here. That definitely helps out. focusing or not. There we go. Now if this is a better view for you guys. It's pretty much heating up the stainless here. I think this will look really cool with the bluing solution on it. And darken it up a little bit, and it'll really pop with that copper. You're pretty much just letting the ball peen do the work. Tell. If you can still see the smoke a little bit. Hey, we're doing a coffee scoop here. So just copper and stainless. I think it's gonna look really nice, especially doing a bluing on this. Just starting to diversify, utilizing the shop space that we got here. Even if it is the chicken house, I'm making do. I'll still be able to do some smaller projects in here. A lot more of the bread knives and things like that. These have been really popular. And still doing some breadboards. I actually got an order for a dining room table. We're trying to finalize the pricing and things like that. He wants a epoxy, so I'll definitely have to rent a shop space for that. But the money will be good, and it'll make it really good content. And just kind of go from there, even if it is only, a month or two of just renting a space. But it's exciting, even still being in a smaller town but bigger than Peru. My business is still reaching the cities. It's all thankful for social media, and a lot of quote-unquote local woodworkers really aren't posting too much about it or the process, or maybe this guy's actually been following the business for 5 years, but he's never reached out, never texted or anything like that. So maybe he was just kind of waiting for an opportunity. I know he's buying a new house in Omaha. Or maybe he was just kind of seeing if I was the real deal or putting in the time and the effort. And maybe that's how he thought he could help my business. So hard telling, it's just amazing when you get those dings and stuff like that, and projects that can really change the trajectory of your business. And usually it's through meeting someone, just even in a passing or something like that. Then someone is like, hey, I know someone that makes dining room tables. Why don't you check them out? Appreciate the words, man. Sucks. I was trying to do the vertical or the horizontal stream, but it was giving me an error. Normally I could just do it because I want to repurpose this and actually make it into more of a long form content, but I don't know. I've definitely been slacking on the YouTube. I need to try to make some more videos, and long form especially. I think I still need 2,000 hours of watch time. I really dropped the ball, half the year, not really doing anything with YouTube and just still focusing on Facebook and Instagram. And I kind of gave up on TikTok too, but now I started posting there a little bit again. Most of my customers still come from Facebook, really. And the makers and the community is more on Instagram. Who knows, maybe I should have done YouTube all along, but just one of those things. And like you said, trying that balance is definitely tough. I'm going to try to diversify the content a little bit and have some of the blacksmithing stuff just on the Ash Forge company page. But I think all in all, it'll still kind of be a nice blend. It just, they'll reaching certain networks and stuff like that. usually they want you to separate it. A lot of the bigger guys said, I should have even separated the beard care, but I don't know. I'm just trying to fix this focus here. Is a little rough, but just kind of putting a little taper on there. This will soften the edges a little bit. I don't think that would be comfortable in your hand getting cut up by a coffee scoop. Oh, definitely, man. Yeah, if you let me know when you're kind of thinking of ordering, I can do like a combo, or just because I know you've been supporting the journey long enough, and that could be the least I could do for you. Save a few bucks, and it'd help out your beard. You can't really claim all the magic it'll do, but you can always read a lot of the reviews of how soft it makes it and all that. And it smells good too. Did you ever reach out to Don? Like Don's Woodworking? I know he's starting to get into turning on the lathe. And I know you could definitely help him out a little bit. Oh, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I haven't had enough room to bring in the bigger anvil, but this small anvil from Harbor Freight's actually working decent, at least for this project for over the bench. A lot of people are selling railroad spike or track for upwards to like $60, so I was like, for $20, this will suffice here. Yeah. No, it's amazing what you're doing on the lathe. And I love seeing how your content's taking off, man. And you're definitely inspiring other people and teaching them. And I know even just turning on the lathes kind of soothing too. And that's probably where a lot of your viewership is coming from. Just people putting it on the TV, while they're at work, or it always seems like you're streaming like either on my day off or like early afternoon. So every once in a while I can catch you at like noon when I'm eating lunch. Yeah, you'll have to look at your analytics and kind of see like what your age group is. Mine's pretty much 25 to maybe 55. Then the outliers are more the 60s and 70s, but there's still a few. Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. No, well, I've seen that coming together. What was it? The Big Lonely. We watched that on YouTube. It's a documentary of a guy that I think went up into the woods. He was struggling with homelessness, so he decided to be homeless in the woods versus homeless under a bridge. but you can stream it for free on YouTube. We watched that last night. You know, it's humbling because you look around and see all the blessings you have, and you know, in a sense, he's free, but each day he's out hunting and just trying to survive. So yep. Yeah, it's a kind of a it's interesting. Even like the Jetsons, how we thought that was going to be what the future was. I think more and more people are getting back to natural, simpler pleasures instead of just being about consumerism and being trapped in a box. Even though we're always trapped in a box somehow or another, but it's nice to at least stretch your legs and stretch your arms and go out for a walk and enjoy the fresh air. We hear a little bit of traffic noise every once in a while, but usually it's just airplanes overhead. Well, it's like on our boilers, they're like the water feed valve and stuff like that. They're trying to add so many more bells and whistles to it, but literally, we just need to control the flow with like a valve instead of a sensor for this and a sensor for that. So pretty much the whole weekend, we were babysitting the boiler just to make sure it was continuously to run. And it was just simple things like that. It was very frustrating. And if you tried to rush the process, it would shut down. Then you'd have to start over and get the pressure back up. It's trying to get there. There we go. Look at that. I'm learning my movie magic now, getting it to focus. Yeah, a fellow follower slash customer and kind of buddy from the Peru area. He's gifting me a coal forge, so that's extremely nice of him. And what he said, a leg vise that needs a lot of TLC, but he's gonna gift that to me as well. He's just kind of I think he's always still wanted to continue doing it, but life happens and maybe he doesn't have the space as well. But I think we might put like a small lean-to on the outside of the chicken house. That way I can have an outdoor forge. Even though the barbecue grill's kind of working, I don't know if you've seen that video where it's just like the DIY forge. I need to remix up the clay because with it being so cold, it kind of got a little frosty. Oh, really? Now that'd be cool. Even down in Indian State Cave, when you go down to the bottoms closer to the cave, there's a small little like outbuilding cabin where they have kind of like a reenactment blacksmith, but it'll go down there and make a whole bunch of like camping tools and things like that. It's really neat, and his wife makes candles, and she does the old way where they dip them back and forth, and it's a really cool process. And you literally could spend a whole afternoon just watching them work. And it's really cool having all the cottonwoods around. The cottonwood's my favorite tree just because it sounds like the leaves are clapping, like when everything's so still, and you can just hear them rustling in the wind. Yeah, it's tax season right now, so I'm not exactly sure if the wife's home yet or not. But she's been doing some mega hours, really late nights and things. So I've been trying to help out with dinner and getting things kind of prepared for there. A few nights ago, we had a deer roast, then turned that into deer tacos and added a little bit of black beans to it. Oh, it was good. And we had some leftover pork chops from the wedding, and that's been like 8 months ago. I can kind of start seeing it change a little bit. Oh yeah. Well, even the bark of like the old cottonwood, I saved some from Peru. They chopped down two large cottonwoods. They were massive, but one of them was kind of dead or dying. Then the other one was soon to go. So the city decided to cut them down. So when I saw that, that was one of my favorite trees in town. So I had to swing down there and get some bark and things like that. Uh, then the big stump, that's from that tree as well. Just need to kind of find a spot for that. It's fairly heavy. I don't know. It's probably closer to 500 pounds, but it's just like awkward to lift or even roll. So I'll probably have to get a ramp for my truck, then maybe an extra buddy just to give me a little bit more momentum, or maybe go down a hill or something. I've got wood all over the place here. That still needs a little bit of work on that side, but I'm really liking how this is turning out here. Sorry. Quick little coffee break here. I'm going to leave that smooth so it'll butt up nicely. I like that texture though. That's looking really nice. Maybe this will work. Still wasn't happy with that edge really. But the woods definitely seems to help. Not sure. This is the first one going this route, and this might be a little bit of overkill. Kind of learning on the fly, but like a walnut scoop, things like that, maybe. I don't have my bandsaw up here, so I could kind of cheat with the jigsaw. So probably, I don't know, probably 15 minutes maybe. Just to get the rough shape, then you just hit it with your carving knives and gouge and things like that, and it whips it out pretty quick. But that's really nice, especially when you're at a market. You can be working on spoons. You know, that's a conversation starter too, and it's a good way to utilize scrap, like this little scrap cut off of some spalted maple. I'm thinking maybe doing like some like soap trays, because one of my buddies, Green Beard Grooming, he sent a whole bunch. He wants me to kind of like make some content for my Amazon creator. So I think that'll benefit, you know, the woodworking side, plus showcase his product. He's originally from Nebraska, and even though, you know, like I make beard care and he does as well, he definitely has a different like purpose and different why on why he builds and makes his beard care. Because for each sale he plants trees, so that's really really cool. And that's been his pretty much mission from the get go. And they're actually going to be buying the tree farm in Blue Springs, Nebraska. It's been family owned for a long time. Like my wife's mom actually worked there way back when, during like Christmas time and things like that. So it's neat to hear that he's coming back from the Nashville area and taking over that business. And hopefully we'll be able to hang out a little bit more. Yeah, if I can kind of speed up this process, I'll try to film more of like a long form video. I should have been using my other phone to film like horizontally, but oh well. I kind of wanted to stream tonight anyways for a little bit. But I'm pretty close to being done. I just I think this is probably as good as it can get. Some of these edges aren't really sharp, but I could probably round them over just a hair. I almost need like an 8-ounce ball peen or something. This little tiny guy for like a jeweler or something. What's up, Tommy? I don't know if you heard the cat, but the cat's back. So he's probably gonna video photobomb. Hopefully not, but I used to always edit his, you know, antics out, but a lot of people say leave him in, so. So yeah, so you pretty much just put a bend in here, and I'll just meet up here, and set the copper rivets. What's nice is they kind of have this swedge set up fairly good where you can just kind of get in there and bend it. I saw one. Come on, bud. You can come on. saw one where they do like ladles and things like that. I think that'd be really neat to start doing as well. Like I was saying, just trying to maximize, the opportunity and just kind of the circumstance too, the season of life, and being able to utilize the shop space and you know enjoy the creativity of kind of getting back to the older ways. So I've always wanted to get into blacksmithing, just never had the oomph, I guess, or the push. When people started gifting me like tools, it made it more and more apparent that it actually is a possibility. And instead of trying to be like a limited mindset of, oh, I don't have an anvil, things like that. And that's kind of even like the woodworking journey. For the longest time, I had like a lot of cheaper Harbor Freight tools, but they were, over time they started to generate income. Then I started getting bigger and bigger jobs. And from those jobs, then you reinvest and get the nicer tools. But I still use a lot of my early day tools. Maybe not for the intended purpose, because like my old circular saw, I have a diamond blade on that now that I use to cut block. But it's like one of those things I never want to get rid of. I'll continue using it when I need to. But maybe some of the nicer, newer tools that have been replaced, those ones I'd definitely gift. Because I'd hate to give someone, like something I've kind of abused over the years. Like, oh, here, by the way, it might work, it might not, you might get a year out of it. Because I've had some tools like that are gifted, where you think it's like an extreme blessing, but it was almost like you feel like they're dumping it off on you. Oh, that'd be so cool. Well, with the new job, it'll probably be a little bit until I can get some more vacation saved up. We have a few family trips planned for the year, but like, where do you normally fly into? Like, say if I was heading in from 1 second. Hey Ray, what's up?
Hey, I'm not going to be there tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm getting better, but I'm not all the way, so.
Oh no, I hear you there. I hope you start feeling better. Definitely hit that spicy soup, and hopefully it makes you feel good and cleans you out. But
Yeah.
all right,
All right.
all right. Well, take care. Bye.
You bet. Bye.
Sorry about that. One of the guys at work. Let's see how this works. Thinking he just probably just hold it over a little bit. A little bit more. It's getting close though. Getting close. Like in my head, I'm like, I could kind of cheat, and just put in the vise and just bend it over, but trying to do it the proper way first before doing it maybe a way that I think's better. almost like more like a ladle, so I'm gonna have to bend that back, I think. In reality, that's what I was making all along. Ooh. Kind of a little bit leery about setting the rivets, so that's just pretty much how it goes, and just smack it in. The holes are lined up fairly good, so that's promising. Yeah, maybe that's how it works. Yeah, that'll look better. And the brief video I saw, they said put them in both at the same time, just because it wants to kind of walk. But I think that's gonna look pretty sharp. I think once I get them set, then I can play with it a little bit more. But I don't know. I'm gonna smack my thumb. I think that's what you guys are all waiting and expecting. So let's try the swedge. Maybe. Yeah. Let's see. From what I've seen, they just kind of say work both, go side to side, a little at a time. Add a little bit of heat to it. I think the heat helped out a little bit. This makes more sense. should move it away. Yeah, definitely. It's getting close. A little bit. It's too much. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking with the gun blue. I have some actually downstairs. I'll probably add to that. I think that'll look really nice with the copper. I think even having this connected, I can still work on the handle a little bit more. I want to add a little bit more texture to it. It's one of those things. It's like what side's up and what side's down. You know how it always varies just a little bit. I almost want to put a little bit of a curve to it. Cooperate too much. All right, man. Well, take care. I appreciate you swinging in. And let me know if you do want to pick up some beard balm, or at least some beard oil or something like that. I almost don't like that little bit of a gap. Try to bend it a little bit more and bring it closer. Maybe it just needs smacked a little harder too to bring it all tight. Limited shop space here, so gotta do a little do-si-do. It's pretty tight. How's everyone doing tonight? Well, I appreciate y'all swinging in here. I'm gonna probably take a few pictures of this with the phone and call it a night. But appreciate you guys all checking this out. Take care.